Hi all, and welcome back to the audio neighborhood. Let's do a quick review about the SeeAudio Yume 2. Are you ready? Let's get into it. The build of the Yume 2 is much better than the first Yume or the Midnight in my humble opinion. It's sleeker, fits in your ear easily, is lightweight, comfortable to wear, and a bit of a looker if I don't say so myself. Supposedly, the shell is 3D printed, using an aviation-grade aluminum alloy. Inside the shell is a Knowles Rad Series tweeter, a Sonian 2300BA, and a liquid silicone diaphragm dynamic driver. I applaud this configuration to a certain extent because I think this arrangement could be a winning setup. That is, if the right drivers were chosen. But more on that when we get to the sound. The cable these come with is a silver-plated 6N OFC copper cable, and I really like it. I'll also point out that it's almost exactly the same cable that came with the Critical and SeeAudio Yume collaboration, the Midnight. I'll place a link to that review in the description, so go and watch that when you're done here. Anyhow, the cable remains free of kinks and tangles, it's woven well, and has a nicely sized silver hardware that is neither too thick nor too weighty. There's even a chin slider, but unfortunately it's made out of plastic rather than a nice bead or a piece of metal. 5 different sized clear silicone ear tips are included along with a white gold logo embossed carrying case and a pin with the Yume 2 anime girl drawn on it. Including 5 different size ear tips in the box was an excellent idea. However, the small medium tips were a bit on the small side and the medium tips a bit on the large side. So a tip that fit my ears well was ironically not provided in actuality. I would have liked to see a further variety of tips such as foams and others included for the price, but these were notably absent in this $200 IEM package. This was particularly problematic because insertion depth with this IEM does impact its ability to provide an accurate and integrated sound. For example, this IEM sounded much more cohesive with the medium and third-party ear tips applied than it did with the small medium ear tips affixed. My favorite ear tips with the Yume 2 were the Soft Ears liquid silicone ear tips, but I also enjoyed Zelastics and CP100s as well. Regarding the sound of the Yume 2, I can't help but feel the outcome here is a bit of a missed opportunity for SeeAudio with this one. I'll start off by saying that the Sonian BA and the Knowles tweeter pairing is excellent. Generally speaking, these go after a sound in the same vein as the Moodrop Kato, but the Knowles tweeter and Sonian BA combination gives the Yume 2 some extra treble energy and extension that the competition lacks. Because of these drivers, the mid-range and treble of the Yume 2 excels and is clear and forthright, without ever crossing the line into aggressivity or sibilance. For these 2 drivers, resolution, clarity, and resolve seem suitable for the price. The bass and its liquid silicone dynamic driver, on the other hand, are a major letdown. As vibrant and well-defined as the upper portions of this frequency response are, the low end is somewhat hazy, overly diffuse for the price point, undefined, and nondescript. I was going to call it indistinct, but I actually think it's rather distinctive, that is, in its poor performance compared to other drivers used in this set. It's like the information is there, but it's been intentionally masked to keep its listener from the truth. It sounds like soggy french fries taste, and evokes the image of its wearer being slapped in the face with a limp fish. Soft Ears UC tips were best for me because they both elevated the performance of the upper portions of the frequency response, and lowered the bottom end presence levels to hide the dynamic driver's subpar presentation. The stage is also decidedly average, but with good depth to its image at times. Separation and image distinctiveness are well defined outside the low end, however, and vocals are well isolated in the mix. Images are also located well within the space that the Yume 2 provides to its listener, and note weight feels appropriate. Overall tonality is relatively neutral, but the bass driver leans towards warmth, while the tweeter is slightly bright on certain tracks. I wish I had the original Yume to compare here, but all I have is the Midnight variation. The Midnight is tonally warmer, duller, and has a lot more low-end presence push and better dynamics than the Yume 2 does. Unlike the Yume 2, the Midnight's bottom end can overtake other sounds in the mix at times though. Top end extension of the Yume 2 is more accessible, separation is a hair better, and it generally possesses more musicality than the Midnight. Otherwise, staging properties, clarity, and technical performance are similar, as is the price point. In closing, the Yume 2 is a bifurcated IEM, whose mid-range and treble outperform its low end. Outside of the missed opportunity to include a better dynamic driver, I mostly like the direction SeeAudio went with this iteration, both in build and in sound. Perhaps the third time will be the charm in the case of the Yume 3. If you're interested in future videos like this one, make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell in order to get alerted when I upload videos. Subscribing to the channel doesn't cost you a thing, and it really helps the neighborhood grow. That way I can continue to deliver high quality content to you all. Lastly, check out the links in the description below for other neighborhood access locations and give me a follow there as well. And with that, I'm out for now.